I used to think that homelessness was the result of lazy people, criminals, drug users, people making bad choices. But my experiences have proved me wrong.
They're usually just really dirty. They just look dirty, or they look like dirty hippies, one or the other.
The common perception.
Reckless, rebellious, like you kind of have this misfit idea. That's sort of how society portrays them, as these abandoned, come from a bad home, abusive parent type thing, drug addicts potentially, or God forbid, let's not get them in our system.
You know, they just think a bunch of thugs and up to no good.
Like sometimes they'll be hustlers.
I think in general that they see youth as being runaways and incorrigible, all those negative kind of things.
It's a class of citizen. That's the general opinion in San Francisco.
It's just, there's too many of them, actually. And it's too much of a problem with them because they're all doing drugs.
I mean, well, homeless youth, man, I feel like they're not using all the resources of family.
No, I don't believe
everybody in your family not gonna let you be homeless.
It takes a long time to alienate all your friends and family in order for you not to be able to stay with them anymore and end up on the street.
When we have youth that are homeless, it's because of one thing. They're in the system, they don't want to be in the system anymore, they have parents, they ran away, or this, that, the parents were on drugs. Usually that's the case. No kid in a happy home is going to just leave home for no good reason.
I don't think most of the teenagers that are homeless are actually homeless. They just refuse to go home for whatever reasons, but it's always possible to get a job. Especially out in the city, there's canvassing jobs. Like, I feel like if you're homeless and you're young, there's no excuse for it.
I became homeless when I was 18 years old. I had nowhere to go. I moved into a shelter. I found myself in a situation that I would never, not even in my dreams, see myself in.
Homeless people bring it on themselves.
Personally, I feel like a lot of homeless youth, especially I've actually had some of my friends go homeless, mostly just because of their orientation.
I've had a little homelessness myself, so I know that it's an extreme situation.
While I was homeless, I graduated from high school and would play soccer twice a week. I have moved out the shelter and moved into transitional housing. I'm currently in college, still playing soccer, have an internship, and the chance to take film classes, which has always been something that has interested me. Throughout this period of my life, there were times when I felt ashamed of my living situation. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone that I was living in a shelter, and I feel the reason I couldn't was because of all the misconceptions and stereotypes people have.